Happy Father's Day.
It's the Lord's Day too. It's like,
oh, what?
It's Sunday.
It's Sunday?
Yes, bro.
Oh my God.
Shout out to
the
pray.
Lord. Hi, Shania.
Hey, Meg.
I'm kind of in the mood for something like...
Shout out to your father. Shout out to my father.
Really?
Shout out to Carlos's father.
You call your dad today? Oh, that's okay.
Oh, never mind. Sorry. Oh, I thought it was because it was like maybe a touchy subject. Okay, you fuck with your dad? Okay, because you never know. That's the type of question you ask.
It's a weighted day. Like,
You
I do
never
feel there's a lot of people who these like days are super hard for.
Dads are. We shouldn't start there. Happy Father's Day. I fucking love my dad.
I know, I love your
knows
dad
that.
too.
But like, dads are fucked.
Yeah, not ours.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think, well, one of my favorite things is like the way that our dad is similar.
They're so similar.
Bro, it's weird. It's
It is
weird because
weird.
they come from different fucking parts of the planet, different fucking parts of the country, and yet they have these very specific mannerisms that are the same.
They totally do.
Or
Or
just
funny
more
dad story?
example. One time, bro, my fucking kindergarten best friend, like we had just become best friends. She was like the coolest girl in kindergarten. Her mom was a hairdresser. Like she was the fucking shit. Cute, pretty, amazing, awesome girl. Love her. Shout out. Like she's still a baddie
What's
as
her name?
fuck. Her name's Michaela.
Shout out Michaela.
Shout out Michaela.
They were the baddest.
She was a baddie and a half. I wanted my name to be Michaela so
Michaela's
fucking bad.
were so bad.
What the fuck is up with that? Like Shada had a best friend in fourth grade
Really?
that same year named Michaela who was like the baddest. She
I
had a
can
flip
name
phone
4
before
hot
every
Michaelas.
Bro, what is up?
I know.
That's crazy. I didn't realize how universal that
Bro.
was, but it is.
Anyway.
Sorry. She's like just known, like just this like normal like little girl, and like she came over to hang out one time, and my dad found out that she couldn't ride a bike, and he was like, "Come with me. I'm teaching you how to ride a bike." So he took her to the park, and of course, the way my dad is gonna teach a little girl how to ride a bike. This is what I'm talking about. Not
Michaela's like, oh.
literally, no. He takes her to the top of a hill where he taught me how to ride a bike. True fucking story, bro. And he's like, and this is how he taught us. He just was like, you push him down the hill and you bike, like just fucking bike, like just do it.
Wait, okay.
So he takes Michaela to the top of the hill, and he pushes her, and she
Bike,
falls.
bitch.
She couldn't. She didn't do it.
Yeah.
Like the rest of us, like we pedaled and we did it, you know, because we knew what was like at stake. Yeah, exactly. Like just bike, bitch. She fell. It was like traumatizing. Her mom had to pick her up.
No, I was
like,
gonna say. So her parents come and they're like, "Okay, one, you've robbed us of like a parenting experience of teaching our child to bike,
right.
and two,
is she
like,
okay?
you push her kid down a mountain."
Is she okay?
That is so sweet, though.
Yeah.
It's like your dad being
It
like
really
invested.
is.
Like it's so endearing.
Yeah.
And I can totally see
But it's
some
a
like
little, like-
Michaela's hairdresser mom being like,
She's like, what's going on? But I don't think she was mad. She was
She
like,
thought it was
cool.
sweet.
Yeah,
That's really
she was
sweet.
cool. I don't honestly remember, to be honest. But anyways, he's crazy. How do we like segue? We've never. We've never really practiced.
I don't know how to tie this in here.
I know.
Oh, okay, I got one. You ready?
Go.
Should I give it a go?
Yeah.
Father's Day, and we recently celebrated Mother's Day.
Shout out to all the mothers.
Shout out
bro.
to mothers too,
Bro.
And we
Shout out to mothers exclusively, bro. No, I'm kidding.
That's funny.
I'm kidding.
I did think it's interesting, like obviously, but like Hallmark having like equal holidays and like not equitable holidays. Like the Mother's and Father's Day is so equal, and it's like, okay, where's the fucking like I pushed you out of me day?
Right.
Like Father's Day are getting celebrated the same?
Right.
No,
I know.
absolutely not.
That shit is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Wait, what? You said Hallmark?
Yeah, they invented the holidays.
Like the card
Valentine's Day.
company?
Yes. Valentine's Day is invented by Hallmark. And I think Mother's and Father's Day too.
But what about St. Valentine? Was that all a lie?
It's like based on that guy.
but they made it up.
Yeah, they made it up to sell cards.
Right. That checks out. But I didn't know
what's
it
crazy
was like.
is the government was like, sure, confirmed.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, crazy. Anyway.
Like, whoa. I mean, it checks out because, like, who else celebrates, like, Mother's and Father's Day?
Literally, what?
It's like you're supposed to celebrate it all the time.
Yes.
Anyways, that's a whole. Okay,
Kiss
what's
the
your
earth that birthed
segue?
you. My
though?
segue is
Let's go.
mothers are so amazing. And
Problemista!
and we just watched a piece of media that really celebrates
cherishes
a mother's love for her son, a mother's artfulness and like life going on outside of being a mother.
Yes.
That's a really good subplot.
It is an
How is that time?
That was amazing. First of all, let's take a moment of silence.
No.
You're like, I won't accept it now. Yeah, no, that's like the opening scene of Problemista does such a good job of like of bringing us into like the wonder that a mother can give to like her child.
It's so beautiful.
Particularly, I think like immigrant mothers, like the way that they create this, like it's talking about like the safety and like the expansiveness and like you can be anything, you can do anything. But then it's like has this underlying like coding of like fear of like what they know and what they have experienced, like that truth that like that like underlies what the grandiosity and like and I just love that opening scene.
I love it. That and like the castle that she builds for him.
Exactly.
And they call it like a fort. She like builds him this fort to play in, but also to protect him. And bro, Julio's true mother designed that. She's like an architect and a designer and a fashion designer in El Salvador, and she designed that fucking thing that the mother designs in the movie. Isn't that crazy?
That. That's amazing. I really like these. This gives me so much hope. Like these moms that are in their kids' work, like in Pen 15 too, like because bro, I always am like I don't know who's gonna play my mom, and I don't know like you know where I'm gonna find like this fucking lady, and it's like so sweet.
Is Dola gonna send in an audition?
I don't know, bro.
She'd be captivating on screen.
She'd be great. I don't know if she'd be down, honestly.
Yeah,
that's
she's
like,
very. Your mom is very poised.
Yeah.
And I feel like some people who have like composure and like a poised energy don't want to be like, give me the sauce, buddy.
I don't think she would, but she would be great.
My
dad, on the other hand,
your dad,
he'd be like, sign me up, brother. I've been waiting for fucking.
Get your dad in a wig,
dude. What's he doing in the wig?
Mom, he's playing your mother.
Oh, okay, bet he plays both.
He plays both.
Immediately, I'm thinking Mrs. Claus because they had him dress up as Mrs. Claus multiple times for the Christmas rally.
This is
at
real
his
life?
high school. Yes, at the Catholic high school. This was in the 90s and the early 2000s. They stopped like doing the cross dressing because they were like,
oh,
he was
Mrs. Comedy. It was a comedy
bro.
Show. Did he pitch his voice? Did he give fake boobies?
They really sent
you
it,
Catholic
bro.
private schools got the budget for
freaky
fake tits.
shit, bro. Freaky shit, bro.
He's putting his whole heart into
putting
this
his pussy into this Mrs. Claus role. Crazy. What were we fucking talking about?
No, Problemista.
Yeah.
It's like I can't even. It's, dude, I can't even. Like,
it's really good.
When we saw this in the theaters for the first time, we all saw it together with my parents.
Yeah.
And I was like, we all wanted to go to a movie, and I was like, hey, what's a movie that like Shania and my dad are both gonna fuck with?
Bro.
And that is like a thin Venn diagram intersection.
Really
I'm
fucking
like, that's a tightrope walk, bro.
Yeah.
And so then I saw Problemista. I knew Julio Torres because I've been like following him since like middle school. Just as a
how'd
comedian.
you find him? You just were like looking into comedy when you were in middle school?
No, less intellectual than that. I probably was on like iFunny or some shit, or
Right.
Vine, and saw a clip or something.
Okay.
But then I was just like, I never saw anybody be so empathetic to objects and personify them and speak such truth.
Yeah.
And it really scratched an itch in my brain that I've been craving ever since. And this movie does exactly that and more. Also, I can't not mention the fact that he's an Aquarius. Like,
fire.
there's so many moments where he does something that it's like, bing, in my like, Aquarius brain, it really hits for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like very...
That is a really fun fact.
I feel really connected to him as a fellow Aquarian.
Bro, he's fire. And even like, I feel like we can tell them like his whole...
Forgot you guys were here.
Welcome back. I feel like, okay, just like for context, in case you don't know Julio Torres, like his whole thing, his like shtick, I feel like is, but it's more than a shtick. And this is what I love about him in general, but his whole shtick is like that he like empathizes with like inanimate objects. He like, you know, like and
personifies.
Exactly. That's a great word for it. Like colors and letters and like all of these like random things, which I love. But how does he... I guess it's because he really feels empathy for these things because he
totally does.
He imbues all of it with heart. And that's why your dad and I sat in the theater next to each other watching Problemista, cackling our asses off because there's so much heart in it, you know? So we can all like sit together and enjoy. And I just love, I don't know how he's so like the absurdism of it all. How can you have something be so ridiculous but so heartfelt at the same time?
Bro.
That like invented a new genre for me where I was like, that's all I want to fucking do. That's all I want to see. That's all I want to make. Like, is that?
It's like the balance of critical comedy is so rare.
Yeah.
It's so rare to like hit that on the head.
Yeah.
And then I listened to a podcast with him today, and he was talking about naming the movie. Did you hear about this? We listen to different podcasts.
Side note.
No, he was talking about naming Problemista, and he was like, we were like going through a bunch of different names, and Problema kept coming up, and he was like, I don't want to name it Problem. Like, Problema kept coming up. And then he was saying, in Spanish, when you say someone is a surrealist artist, they're called a surrealista. And so he was like, being called a problemista is a word he invented of like someone who creates art out of problems. And I was like, isn't that fire?
Yeah, that's
and also
really
it's like the whole movie is like surrealist, like magical fantasy land too. But
Yeah.
Problemista being like, that's like totally what he is. It's like a critical commentary through the lens of art.
Yeah.
Fantasmas just came out. So Fantasmas is his new show on HBO that he again wrote and directed and stars in.
Which is crazy.
Crazy. Where it's like not a sketch show, but it's more of like he called himself the master of ceremonies and following different characters, but it's all like centered around his thesis.
Yeah.
Because this is a true story, bro. One night on New Year's Eve, he was at a queer rave and he lost an oyster earring. And he spent all New Year's Eve looking for the oyster earring. And then he went home and was like, I gotta write a show about this so I can have something good come out of it. Yeah. Wow. And then he wrote the whole show. And that's really
crazy.
good.
That is also like, it's just so absurd. Like the whole thing is just crazy. Like fucking Q is like going for a job interview.
It's Steve Buscemi.
Like, it's crazy. Who the fuck is that?
Steve Buscemi?
Yeah, who's that?
He is.
Is that the guy? That's the guy who plays Q and
Yes.
has the crazy hair.
Okay, I'm like, actually though, he's like it's a real opportunity here for me to describe Steve Buscemi to
Okay,
you.
go for it.
First of all, he voices Randall in Monsters Inc. So immediately, that's who he
the
is.
the salamander,
the purple evil
yeah,
man.
Yeah.
He's in Big Lebowski. He's in fucking Grown Ups. Like he's in this bitch. He's like
That's
a big
fire.
He's fire, bro.
Wait, that's funny. Like from my perspective, I'm watching it. Like literally today, when we were watching it, I was like, how'd they choose this guy?
You're like, this guy gives Q.
Literally, I'm like, how did they come up with?
He's
him?
famous as fuck.
Okay, yeah, that.
He's a big name. I love that dude. I love Shania. It's one of my favorite things.
Out, bro.
And it's like what we do. My favorite
I know.
thing.
I give you these opportunities all the time.
You t-ball my ass up so often, but it's
a great
so
combo.
endearing, and I like think it's the most sweetest, purest thing. Can I? Okay, wait. I gotta.
Yeah, tell him.
This is one of my favorite Shania stories, bro. We were at Blue Bottle or some ordering our coffee. I don't know how it came up, and then you were like, "Oh, dude." This is just like in The Godfather. And I was like, wait, what? And she was like, this is just like in The Godfather when they're upstairs in the big white room and Morgan Freeman walks in. And I was like, Morgan Freeman's not...
Jim Carrey's typing on the computer.
I was like, oh, dude, you're talking about Bruce Almighty, bro. And then you're like, same thing.
That
it's the
gives
same
Godfather
thing.
as fuck. Isn't he like, he's like the Godfather in it? Is he not?
He turns into God.
I just
but
like...
but it's valid because Godfather's like a Catholic thing.
And they made us watch that in our religion class. They made us watch Bruce Almighty.
Bruce Almighty in your religion class?
Or maybe it was AP Psych. I don't remember, but we had to watch it in school.
That's crazy.
I know. It was wild. Anyways, anytime anybody brings up The Godfather, I'm thinking of Jim Carrey's ass. Just so you fucking know. Yes.
Bro, I love that.
He's like dictating everything. Okay, back to Julio Torres. Anyways,
there's a very special cameo that hits very close to home, and I want to give you an opportunity to speak on it.
Oh, brother.
Alexa Demi's on the second episode
Playing
of Fantasmas.
opposite of Z-Way, you guys.
That, again, like, the crossover is absurdly...
What? And they're playing customer service agents who are like super passionate about their jobs and like beefing with each other.
Like bureaucracy. They're like soldiers of bureaucracy.
But Alexa Demi is in this like lace turtleneck, this like cunty fucking
Galliano.
Is it
1997 ready to wear Galliano?
Of course.
Like Julio is like sees that and is like, okay, she's gonna wear this as a fucking insurance rep. Bro. And it's gonna be Alexa Demi with thin eyebrows and a lip liner.
Bro.
Anyway.
And she looks amazing.
They
both look amazing.
Yeah,
Z-Way looks fucking gorgeous. Those eyelashes, bro.
I noticed that too.
Crazy. She
Bro.
looks incredible.
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't know. Like, how do you make something so ridiculous and so dead ass at the same time? That's what I like.
Yeah.
It's just genius. I don't understand. And I was thinking today, like, at the gym, the fire alarm went off.
Bro, I heard that.
Fucking
Bro, and then the guy on the loudspeaker goes, false alarm. And we're like, okay.
Bro, of course.
All right.
Okay, well, so me and this girl are like on the treadmills. The fire alarm goes off, and we're both kind of like looking at each other. Literally, she takes an AirPod out. I'm like,
we lock in.
we're like, are we keep looking back and forth at each other.
so sweet.
And then eventually she's like, should we go? I was like,
We're like, nah, I'm at minute 25.
literally, I was like, I'm doing my 3:30. I'm like, I don't think so. She's like, it's always a fake false alarm. And we both like put our AirPods back in. And I'm like, that just made me think, like, we are in this time when everything is fucking ridiculous. Like, it's a fire alarm going off and there's a pool party going on outside. Nobody, and I just felt like, I feel like that's like a fucking, that's what's going on all the time, is we're all like,
got shit going on, and we're like,
shouldn't we be like, isn't the fire like, shouldn't we be evacuating? But like nobody is, because like that's just
literally
10 years ago
desensitized.
Exactly.
Bro.
It's like this whole situation is ridiculous.
Yeah.
This whole situation is fucking ridiculous. And that's why I'm like, I feel like his art reflecting that back at us, but with like with integrity, with like love, but with humor, because nobody can digest the truth right now, you know? Like,
no, it has to be oversimplified into like childlike wonder.
Yes.
For it to come across.
yes, exactly. But like still like telling us so much, like in Problemista, like those characters, the way that he's like ridiculing all the white people in the movie.
The white villains in this movie.
But they're still so human, and you fuck with them. Like they still have like human ass, like they have humanity.
He does such a good job of writing caricatures who are also like fully dimensional people.
Yeah.
Like his people are so blown up, but it's like the acting, the performances are so rooted in truth.
Yeah.
That's what makes it land.
Yeah.
Like Greta Lee.
Bro.
Okay.
Okay, she looks amazing also in this movie.
I can't. Like, she's actually like so amazing. The first time we saw it, we didn't know she was in it, and then we both were like gagged.
Yeah.
Bro, her performance, she's what, 5 minutes of screen time?
Literally.
Okay, can I pontificate about this for a second?
Go ahead.
She has one fucking scene basically where she just reads a letter, and it's her reaction to this letter, and this acting performance that Greta delivers is like
crazy.
all time for me. For me, having okay,
Go ahead, fucking say it. Fucking say
I have like a starting 3 lineup for a 3-on-3 fictitious game of like actresses that I fuck with.
Holy shit.
Who are best supporting actresses in like my category of it, who have one scene and they steal the show.
Okay.
And that scene for her, number one. Okay.
Wow.
Actually, no, not this is unranked. Sorry.
Okay. She's up there.
She's up there.
Yeah.
Greta Lee is on the list for sure.
Okay.
Another one is Margot Robbie in Asteroid City, where she has that one scene on the balcony, and her like, and it's just like, whatever, is so amazing. And then Viola Davis in Doubt. She didn't win, but she was nominated. I think it's like the shortest, if not one of the shortest amounts of screen time to be nominated for an Oscar. She's on screen for 8 minutes in this movie. She's nominated for Best Supporting Actress, Meryl Streep, Philip Seymour Hoffman, like stacked ass cast, and she steals this fucking movie with this one scene. It's amazing. But for me, those 3 performances are all this amazing talent of an actress that's serviced by the story, that they're just like a small character, but they add this new perspective to a story that we've lived in, a world that we've lived in that we haven't seen yet, and adding like an outside perspective that's an actress that's like recognizable and loved and so talented. It like enhances everything so much, and I love when a director can do that, and I love when an actress can pull that off.
Yeah, it's super powerful. It's like whoop, like I'm just gonna insert myself really quick, and you're totally right. Like it's very much in service of the story. And I think that like that's why Julio Torres, and I think his perspective that he imbues all of his work with, it's like he's servicing a larger story, and it's through his lens of like ridiculous like little tootie totties, like whatever. I want to say tootie totty in every single episode.
Tootie totty is one of my favorite Shania.
Tootie totty, like hootie hottie, like so it's like through that lens, but he's servicing a larger story. He's in Problemista, bro, like the story, the lifestyle of an immigrant coming to this country that he's painting for us. Okay, one of my favorite parts is like the different worlds that he's creating and the way that they like service this narrative that he's painting and like keep us engaged, keep us involved. Like you go from like this guy in a dorm room into like the world with like all the clocks and it's so sterile, and then it's like these rooms and it's so sterile and he's like climbing around in them, and it's like, and then you go into like that cave dungeon where all of a sudden we get to theatricize the whole thing, and then you get to experience this story from like a totally different vantage point and let these actors like shine in this way. Like what's the lady who plays
Tilda Swinton,
like
banger.
She's a theater actor, right? Like she's like we get to see her like rock her fucking shit. She's wearing like dragon fucking scales, and she's like, and she's the villain. She's the brilliant. She's
awful.
She's the fucking worst, and yet you come out of it loving her, and that's like, that's like when, I don't know, like when you're having these conversations and it's like, okay, like where do we go now? Like what do we do now that we like don't want to talk about like white people's stories anymore? Da 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 da. And it's like, totally. Like what are we gonna do now? But it's like there's a way to like paint a villain with humanity. There's a way to like have these characters and make it critical commentary, but like still have it be like a human being.
Totally.
And that's the difference, you know?
And have these characters have like these Tilda Swintons, these like famous white actors, service the story that's more important than anything she's ever done. Yeah. Like his story being told, this story through his lens specifically is so serviced by her and these fucking boys. And also he was saying all of like everyone in it are his friends, like other comedian friends, which is like that you can feel it. There's community, and that's what the movie is about. It's about like bureaucracy and like American imperialism robbing us of our community and all this red tape suffocating the idea of humanity. And he's coming into it from like a fresh lens, seeing like, okay, wait, what? Like I'm a person. Like I don't even care about my money. Like I just want you to acknowledge that I'm a person.
Look at my ideas. Like look at my, and it's so well contrasted. Like this whimsical world that he paints for us, that his mother has like laid out for him, and the way that like creativity and like love is like at the forefront of it, and it's so like and then he like comes to America and it's like gray. It's like white walls, and like nobody is like letting you get into anything and like anything. And I love like the little toy inventions like throughout the whole thing. This kid, his whole dream is like he has these like really original like toy ideas where it's like you're taking this doll that already exists, but like what if she gets like whatever scary text messages on her phone or something like that. And I just think that that's like, first of all, that's just like his originality, but I also think it's like this perfect like kind of analogy for like this immigrant child who is like robbed of the innocence of like, oh, these toys just like la 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 la. Like no, these toys have like humanity, and they have like turmoil, and they have like complexity, because that is like the experience of any child that like, you know, is not like a little white kid like existing in America.
Such a good point.
You know, it's like
embedded in truth.
Exactly. Yes, all of the toys, all of these things have like this underlying, exactly like how the mom has this underlying like awareness of like, this is actually like when you see this world from like the external perspective, when you're not like one of like in this American dream or whatever, you see the danger like that circulates it, you know. Which is
that is such a good point.
It's brilliant. But he's not like yelling at us about it. He's not being like wah wah wah. He's being like, no, bro, look at how good the ideas of an immigrant child are. Look at how their perspective is tenfold more like complex and interesting and fresh because of like the experiences. You know, we get to enjoy that part of it rather than, and that's something that I've been like trying to figure out for a long time, is like, how can you learn to like find joy and like love in this truth that you know, like, and make art through it, which is what I respect about Julio Torres so much too, is like, it's so easy to like get so like dragged down, I guess, like, which is, you know, and so to like the way that he balances the two, the way that he balances the truth and also the levity of the whole thing. It's just like the future. I know.
I totally agree. When we were like walking out of that theater, I remember you saying like, that is the answer to so many questions of like, that is how we have difficult conversations. Exactly. That is how we like critique the society we're within without becoming like fucking derelict with depression of like we're stuck in this rat race that no one wants to be a part of. Yeah. And it's just the way that it's voicing that through like comedy and love and beauty and in a way that has always been or often thought of as unintellectual or frivolous or silly or even feminine. And it's having an intellectual take on something that's happening, but doing it through the lens of that's like such a refreshing thing that we get to experience.
And I was thinking about, I feel like we have to be at that point because otherwise like nobody wants to talk about anything. Like, and I was thinking about that in the context of like the pod and everything. And it's just like, we are at this like breaking point where it's like, okay, we gotta start like fucking like, I don't know, we gotta start talking about this shit, like whatever, but we also like we have to like find a way to do it that is like livable and like fun. And I was thinking about like the Charlie XCX album of like
amazing,
like fucking incredible. And I don't know, it's like this satire. It's like the way that we get to like talk about like, okay, the girls are gonna do their fucking shit. The girls are running the fucking world. That's what she's saying. She's saying like, boom, 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 girls are running the world. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, don't talk to me. Yeah. And she's doing it in this way where it's like, we can beep, boop, bop and like dance to it. And like, but also like, shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? In the way that it gets to like be so like it just gets to like,
it rolls off the tongue so much better when it's served with context.
Yeah, exactly. And we thank you for that. We thank
you. Pour one out.
Whatever. It's a random side note, but like how I was watching in both Fantasmas and Problemista, like the camera has an attitude. The camera has a perspective. Like, how does he like make? I guess that's just like him personifying everything. But it's like the camera literally has like a perspective in it.
And it's his credit as a director. He said something in like an NPR interview. He said something like, someone on set said this feels like a group art project, and he was like, that to me is the best compliment someone could give me as a director and a creator, and that's his immigrant mind thinking about community and family and truth and everything, and that's so embedded in it, and that's exactly what it feels like. Like the camera has a heart when it's a group project.
Yes. Wow.
Okay,
what's your
ready?
Yes.
I love like the purpose of a segue is to have it be like seamless, but I love creating the scenes for it, being like, here comes my segue. So Julio is just his mind is just so unique, and no one thinks like him, and he's just like such a unicorn that it feels like.
Are we talking about unicorn? Oh my god. Okay, he is a unicorn. That's a great way to put it.
That's really who he is.
Yeah.
Aquarius energy, low key.
Fire.
So I'm gonna begin this fairy question with an anecdote. Oh. So I was at a restaurant 2 days ago. Okay. We were at Pine and Crane.
Love. Put on Princess. Pine and Crane.
The downtown location is amazing.
Fire.
We're in there. We're like eating dinner. It's really nice, whatever. And then like a couple walks in with like a small puppy, like a tiny puppy, and they crossed the restaurant, and it crossed, and I got closer, and I locked eyes with it, and it was a baby goat wearing pink satin bloomers. Okay, so I'm looking.
What?
No.
Don't move on from that so quickly.
I literally am like supposed to sip my soju and like
run it back. You said baby goat.
A baby goat, you guys. Like, not that.
Oh my god.
Like that was it. In like
the baby goat was this.
That was it in forced perspective, but like, truthfully, like,
bro, what the fuck?
Okay.
Oh my god.
Like that big.
Wearing satin bloomers.
Wearing pink satin bloomers. I don't know if she had her period or what, but she was adorable. Okay.
I can't.
I know I couldn't, dude. It was halfway through our dinner. I was just like, baby goat, baby goat. I can't. I was like, that baby goat. She fell asleep on a jean jacket.
Who the fuck brings a goat into
these Silver Lake hipsters walked in with the kids.
I hate them. I love them. I want to be them. I literally.
And they have this energy about them that's like, I don't even know I'm holding a baby goat in pink satin bloomers. And it's like
you're holding a goat.
Like, I'd be like,
look good.
Okay. So then I lock eyes with this baby goat. We're like closer than me and you. I like kind of locked eyes for a second. She looks at me. And you ever looked a goat in the eyes?
No.
They got some fucking crazy ass eyes, bro. Put a fucking picture of a goat eye. They have like siren eyes. Like it's yellow with like a line of black and it's like looking at me. But I was looking at it.
Like a cat eye?
Weirder.
Okay.
Weirder.
Okay.
Their pupil is a straight line. It's crazy. Anyway.
Okay.
But her energy, also, she walks in. She's carried in. She's carried in. The energy in the room shifts, okay? Everyone's looking. It was my favorite LA celebrity sighting was this baby goat. Everyone's looking at her. Everyone's smiling. And just, she made everyone's night just by being her. And I was looking in her eyes.
Oh my God.
And I was like, this is an ethereal elven creature that just woke up from the inside of a tulip. Like, that's what she looked like to me. And that's what her energy was.
That's a bar.
Right?
Yes.
That's what we're all trying to do.
Say it again, bro. You keep saying this shit. Like, say it again.
She was like, I just looked at her and I was like, this is, and I immediately made me think that's a unicorn. That was the first thing I thought was like, this is what a unicorn
How
is.
exciting.
I know.
What a thrill.
It was a thrill and a half. Dude, and then she fell asleep on a jean jacket and I was done. Anyway.
That's enough.
So the origins of a unicorn. Okay. Which also like did not know any of this. And this is pretty crazy. Okay. Surprise, surprise. The first mention of a unicorn, Persia.
Let's fucking go.
Let's go.
Bro, when I tell you, I'm sorry. When I tell you we invented everything,
Literally.
bro, it all comes back to us,
All
motherfucker.
beauty comes from
Bro,
the Middle East.
it literally does. But
Free
it's
Palestine.
Persia specifically. And free
And
Palestine as fuck. Yeah, true. No, you're right. You're right. You're
But
right.
no,
That's like,
but-
that's my Persian pride. That's like me being like my uncle.
Okay,
like,
yeah, but also like, look, like she's
No, but you're right. The Middle East is fuck. You're right.
Yeah.
Like
So-
Jesus and everybody.
And again, I love you, literally. So it was called a karkadon in Persian and Arabic, and this dates back to the 10th and 11th century. And Persian scholars describe this magical creature as having rhino-like features, and the Persians credited the horn to have healing powers. And some would say that if you drink it or use it as a vessel, that it would ward off poison and sicknesses. So it's like already like a healing, peaceful creature.
Wow. Okay.
So, and again, like this timeline is crazy because that's the first origin, but then like on the other side of the world, there's a different origin. So
Right.
I just pulled kind of like three main examples.
Okay, fine.
Like medieval time, there was a Muslim version of it, which was called Shadavar, and I was trying to find the pronunciation of it, and it's like across so many different texts that it's kind of like there's not really a Rosetta Stone for the translation of it. But this version of the unicorn has 42 hollow branches that come off of the main horn. And when the wind blows through the branches, it creates a beautiful music that calls all the animals together. Okay? So it's already like, you don't just come up with that on a day. Maybe you do. But like, that's amazing. Okay?
Right.
And it looks more like a deer in a lot of these. And again, this is from like Mesopotamian artworks and Persian and African artworks and texts, but there's a lot of visual references that are very like prevalent there. And then in China, in 2700 BCE, it's called a qilin, and it's a magical animal that brings good and luck and predicts the birth of emperors. And the body of a deer, tail of an ox, horn on her forehead, and it's a gentle creature, and she would be very careful not to step on any grass or flowers. She's basically practicing Jainism as a unicorn. But if she was threatened, she could create fire just to protect herself, not through any like combat or anything, just for protection. So like in the Middle East, in Persia, in China, this is all like peaceful, beautiful, like mythical creature, okay? Then the Christians get their fucking hands on it, okay?
Fuck.
So like
I'm
let's say-
tapped out.
I know.
Fuck it
I'll
out.
be
See you
quick.
later.
I'll be quick. But like this magical fairyland of music and love and like not touching, literally not harming a flower. Then the Christians colonized the idea of the unicorn, okay? So in biblical passages, and there's this thing called the Greek bestiary, which is like was used to perpetuate Christian doctrine and all these different stories and allegories for animals and stone and minerals and all these things.
Okay.
But in these allegories, there's a reference to her, and it says the unicorn is a strong. Okay, this is just brace yourself.
Okay.
Because you guys, I'm doing research and the jaw on the floor. Okay. I'm like scared.
Bro, I'm stressed.
I'm stressed too.
Don't say
It
it.
scared me. Okay. It's a little scary.
Carlos, prep the sage. Prep the sage.
Okay. The unicorn is a strong, fierce animal that can only be caught if a virgin maiden is placed before it. So already it's like pedophilic and vile, okay? Not even the worst part.
They're obsessed with that shit.
They're obsessed with it. The unicorn then leaps into the virgin maiden's lap, and she, this is a direct quote, suckles it and leads it to the king's palace. Okay, first of all, Britannica, who the fuck do you think you are using language like that? You're not Alex Cooper. Fucking find a euphemism that's a little intellectual, okay? You fucking sex freaks.
Facts. There's kids on the internet. Yeah.
I'm Googling, what's a unicorn? She suckles it. A virgin sucks it off.
What the fuck?
Isn't that crazy?
That is fucked up.
Crazy. So what I'm just, the comparison I'm just trying to make is just how things that are colonized by white people and Christians rob it of its beauty and
Mother Earth is shaking.
And here's like another.
You're getting me riled up.
Literally, no. I was like
appalled, bro.
Appalled.
I know.
Clutching my pearls. She what? Okay. So then the Vikings hear about this, all right?
Okay.
They're off at sea, whatever, and they're like, these dumb Christian Europeans, they don't know what a fucking narwhal is. They've never seen a narwhal before. Okay. So let's harvest the tusks of the horn of a narwhal and carve it into cups and give it to them because they think the unicorn horn is going to save them from poison. Okay. Which also, the poison propaganda in fucking Europe is like, calm down. You're literally fine.
Was there like a plague going on or something?
That's what they should be worried about. Be worried about the fucking plague. They're like, I'm gonna get poisoned.
Oh, like the pirates or something?
Nah.
Brown people? I don't know. I'm like, who's poisoning these motherfuckers?
It's more about like
probably each other.
Literally.
Okay, anyway.
Yeah, that's a good point though. Like,
who's poisoning everybody?
They're all freaking out about it. Okay. Whatever. Crazy.
Depressed.
They're literally, they're like, ooh. Imagine, bro. That is so embarrassing. You're just terrified you're going to get poisoned.
Oh, God. Oh.
So embarrassing. So the Vikings scam the fuck out of the Europeans, all right?
I love that.
Low-key Vikings up. That one.
Shout out to Vikings. I was going to say, don't we like the Vikings? Aren't they like, didn't they like protect everybody?
See, but they also did some bad. I feel like when they got into port, they weren't really like shaking hands.
Okay. So that's a gray area.
But I love How to Train a Dragon.
Right. Never seen it.
Ooh.
I know it, but I've never seen it.
You would love that little dragon.
Fine.
Okay. Anyway, so the Vikings scammed the Europeans. They're like, here's a unicorn cup. Ooh. Hundreds of years this goes on for, okay? Not until the Christians like touch water that they're like, oh, that's a fucking narwhal. And like that's what we've been getting the whole time.
You got got. You got got by the Vikings.
Fucking
okay, that's
karma's
fine.
a bitch.
I love that.
But my point is
Frank Sinatra out here, bro.
But the point I'm making is why are we quantifying if something
Sorry. Just get rid of That's the end of the episode.
No, my point is
okay,
that
here she comes.
if
white people suck. Okay, no.
Literally.
Okay,
First of all, yes. No, like yes. And it's like, ugh, bro.
Yeah, what's your point?
You're like, and? I'm like, oh, they're just the fucking worst. You know that? You're like, don't I?
Trying to tell you.
No, my thing is, if in fucking Persia and China and Africa and India, all over, like, other than like white Europe, this is a beautiful creature that's shown in artwork and text, and it's everywhere, and that's real. That's what's real. Yeah. And it's like such a colonialist mindset to be like, this is what's real and this is what's fake, and it's only real if I can get a check. Yeah. Or fucking abuse a woman over it.
Like take it from somebody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so my thing is like, unicorns are real. Like
wow.
You know what I mean? Yes. Like what is real?
Yeah.
And it's what's real to me is fucking text from 2500 BCE that's like spitting some shit that we're seeing in Barbie today. That's real, okay? Like a little Barbie unicorn princess.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, well, the thing is, if we all believed in how like mystical the world that we live in is, then we would be a lot more stressed out about like the detriment of the colonial empire that is the United States of America.
Totally.
You know, we would all be like way more pressed about like all this plastic that we're all fucking buying and like all these companies and these people that like we would just care a lot more if we were like down for it. So it's a lot more in their interest to be like, that's not real and that's not real and they're all fucking tripping.
Oh, we're gonna see some artwork from a long time ago, and then it's in storybooks. But it's like, you find out that like this thing that's pure creating music and healing flowers and bringing animals together and healing it's like you bring a thing of positivity and warmth and healing, and like the fucking meat churn of Christianity like ruins everything.
Yeah, and it's a really sad realization, and I know it's not a realization, and it gets older and older and older. Like I remember the first couple of times, I vividly remember like really realizing this shit. Like one time in 7th grade when we were reading To Kill a Mockingbird, and then like my teacher was talking about it, and then I started realizing like what white guilt was and like what a white savior was, and I kind of was like, what is going on? But we're all talking about this, like da 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 da. And then like 2 times, like sophomore year, junior year, whatever, and then it just like starts to like fade out, and then you're like, okay, yeah, this is just like what the fuck goes on. But it's the revelation of like how much we're missing out on. And I feel like particularly, I don't know, it's like this mixture of like a blessing and like so much of a burden of like to know that that's like in like my lineage, and to know like the like just my ancestors and their like the way that they like thought about these things and behaved. Like I've been reading about these ancient Zoroastrian texts and prayers that are in like ancient Zoroastrian language, and the like a fact about them is that it's like really, really hard to translate. And even like my grandma, like one person will translate something and you can translate it like 6 different ways, because they were prioritizing the vibration of the way that you say it, the way that like changes your body's frequency and then like aligns you with divinity. So you like say a specific prayer that will align you with the energy of like what you're calling to. And that's why they were prioritizing the vibration over like the actual definition of the word.
The mathematics of the language.
Exactly. So it can mean like a mirror, which is truth, which is universality, which is like, you know, and so it's like to be just the revelation of how tapped out we are of that, and like to come back to that, to like figure out how to like find unicorns again, or like, you know what I'm saying, is like, I don't know, it's like my life's mission, but it's so also it's like devastating and like also like so profound at the same time. You're like like this exists, like this world gets to be so much bigger and more magical than like what we know it to be. But also, where do we find it? Because they made it fucking impossible by design. They made it really fucking hard to like find it, you know? So it's like, you know,
that's why it's like exciting when you see a movie like Julio Torres' Problemista, where it's like, oh, like someone's doing it right, like someone gets to do it, like they let him in the fucking club that they don't let anybody in, and I think that's so, dude, the vibrations are so, that's such a good point, because that is like, that is the line between what is real and what is fake, and what is truth and what is false. And it's blending that line, because it's like, no, it's an emotion. Like the emotions are true. The vibrations are true. And it's real. The unicorns are real.
Yeah. And if we all put our heads together, if we all together collectively are like working towards like figuring this stuff out as a community, if we're all like doing that, then we can like get places, then we can like access divinity, and we can like create communities that like, you know, have like a symbiotic relationship with the environment we're in. We're not stuck in like the design that we're in right now that like doesn't work, you know? Like there is like, there's so much to find. And same with like the Julio Torres thing, where it's like so exciting to see this and to also know that that's just scratching the surface.
Literally, it just started.
Like it literally is like, okay, this is how brilliant this can be, and we just fucking started, which is like, that's a really, it's really sad, and it's also really exciting. This is what, like, this is the gray area. This is what I'm always talking about.
Totally. Like, I feel like this is a weird reference to make at this point. It's kind of like proving our point. It's proving me like now I'm gonna quote Christopher Nolan.
Let's go.
White supremacy wins this time
once again.
No, he just said in some Oscars, whatever, but he just said some shit that's like, it's really cool to be like involved in an industry that's only 100 years old. Like imagine all these industries that last, like theater, imagine being in the first 100 years of theater and being like, oh, this shit's gonna go somewhere. And now we're just seeing the Julio Torres come up. We're seeing everybody, like these people that are important are coming up, and we're just barely there.
I think my favorite part about it too is like, wait, I just lost my train of thought.
Oh no. The Christopher Nolan put a bad energy.
I know, he fucking
the flowers start wilting. Just take your time. We can it's all billable.
Oh no. No, what I was gonna say is like, my favorite part, I think, of like that whole conversation.
Are you okay? It's so funny because your eyes go dead for a second. The sparkle leaves your eyes.
Oh, it's the revelation of like, we don't know anything. Like, I don't know. I think that that's a really exciting place. It's terrifying. And like, Christopher Nolan does not want you to be there. Like, he doesn't want it. Like, I don't know.
He's like,
whatever.
for me.
Exactly.
It's really exciting for guys like me.
Yeah, exactly. Like fucking narcissist. But like, you know, it's like, it's exciting to be like, wait, I don't know. For me, I just think that that like relieved a lot of pressure for me when I was like, okay, actually, like, we don't know anything.
It's totally fine.
And there's so much to find out. There's like baby goats to meet and like discover and like unicorns to find and like truth to be found, you know? And
it's there.
And the idea that you can know something, that you can know it and hold it and it is truth and it is objective and it is done, that is white supremacy. Like that is colonialism.
Facts.
And so when we let go of that, all of a sudden we have this like freedom, which is like what Julio Torres does. It's like this freedom to create this like magical, crazy world of like nothing and everything all at the same time, which is like what Fantasmas is.
Totally.
It's like everything and it's nothing and it's like this and it's that and it's nothing. And I just love the freedom of that.
These are things I knew to be true when I was 3.
Yeah.
I knew that unicorns were real because I could see it in my brain, bro. Yeah. I can see it. She's standing right there. Yeah. That baby goat just walked past me. Like, I can see her. That being inside of us, like, no, we know what's real, dude. If it's real, if we can see it, it's right fucking there. And that's what Julio brings to like a modern New York cityscape where it's like, that's what it looked like when I was 10, bro.
Yes, bro. Because we're like born into like human like divinity. Like it's in our blood, you know? We're part of, like, we're one with the narwhals and the unicorns and the fairies and the mermaids, and it's really exciting. Yeah. Just to tie into that conversation, in terms of this freedom, this expansiveness, this, like, unlearning colonialism, I also think it's, like, when we're all reckoning with and learning about, like, what's going on in Palestine, it's, like, that is a really appropriate moment. I am constantly like putting myself back in that seat of like, I don't know anything and like, let me go find out.
Let's find the truth.
Let's go find out because like, again, it's in us, you know, it's in us to like find that and to find that freedom for everybody, you know, and like,
and it's the bureaucracy, the white supremacist bureaucracy that distracted us and convinced us that that's not true.
Yeah, that we know something that like, you know.
This is how it's meant to be.
Exactly. Like relieve yourself of that brainwashing and then you can find like the beauty in like humanity, you know.
Wow.
Okay, how did we end last time?
Let's choose something fun. We didn't do a sing song.
Ooh, we could sing
that's
song.
kind of the theme with who.
Fuck, that's super scary.
We can cut it.
I feel scared.
We can leave it on the cutting room floor.
I feel scared. I don't want to start. Should I do a beat? Like,
I don't know, because then am I gonna rap? No. I'm like, give me a beat.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey, spit that. Yup.
Julio Torres brought us Greta Lee. He also featured Alexa Demi.
Bro, okay,
wait. Yo.
Baby goat wearing satin bloomers. Hey. Fuck you if you're a baby boomer.
Oh, yes! That's a bar! Okay.
Hey.
Yo.
Should I give you one you finish it?
Yeah, okay.
Unicorns getting sucked off.
Fuck your face if you're fucking off. I'm not good at this.
Give me one.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
You're doing great.
Persians invented everything.
They are the best. They up forever. Shania's a Persian. She knows the weather. Hey. She's good in the sun.
What?
Summer
what?
fun.
What?
Hey, getting tan.
Hey.
Hair's done.
Ah!
Mic drop, bitch.
Yeah, thanks for watching.